This is a presentation about the different types of gifted children. Today we're going to go over 6 examples.
The first type we're going to go over is labeled as the successful. Most students identified in school are this type. These students have learned the system. They have listened closely to their parents and teachers. After discovering what sells at home and at school, they learn well and they are able to score high on achievement tests and tests of intelligence. Rarely do they exhibit behavior problems because they are eager for approval from teachers, parents, and other adults. These are the children many believe will make it on their own. However, they often become bored with school and learn to use the system in order to get by with as little effort as possible. They tend to go through the motions of schooling, seeking structure and direction from instructors. They fail to learn needed skills and attitude for autonomy, but they do achieve. Overall, these children may appear to have positive self-concepts because they have been affirmed for their achievements. They are liked by peers and are included in social groups. They are dependent on the system but are not aware that they have deficiencies because of the reinforcement they receive from adults who are pleased with them and their achievement. These students may become competent but unimaginative adults who do not fully develop their gifts and talents. It seems that these children have lost both their creativity and autonomy. Gifted young adults who may underachieve in college and later in adulthood come from this group. They do not possess the necessary skills, concepts, and attitudes necessary for lifelong learning. They are well adjusted to society but are not well prepared for the ever-changing challenges of life.
Another type of gifted student is the challenging or divergently gifted. Many school systems fail to identify these students because they appear to be obstinate, tactless, or sarcastic. They often question authority and may challenge the teacher in front of the class. They do not conform to the system and have not learned to use it to their advantage. They receive little recognition and few rewards or honors, and their interactions at school and at home often involve conflict. They often feel frustrated that the school system has not recognized their talents and abilities and struggle with self-esteem. They may not feel included in a social group because their behaviors make them challenging to get along with. If appropriate interventions are not made by middle school, they may be at risk for dropping out or other dangerous behaviors.
The next type is known as the underground gifted. Often these are middle school females, although males may also want to hide their giftedness. These students have a need to belong. They begin to deny their talent in order to feel more included with a non-gifted peer group. Students who are highly motivated and intensely interested in academic or creative pursuits may undergo an apparently sudden radical transformation, losing all interest in their previous passions. They frequently feel insecure and anxious. Their changing needs are often in conflict with the expectations of teachers and parents. All too often, adults react to them in ways that only increase their resistance and denial. By challenging these students, it may alienate them from those who can meet their needs and long-term goals. There is a tendency to push these children, but they seem to benefit from being accepted as they are at the time. Alternatives should be explored for meeting their academic needs while they are undergoing this transition.
The next example is the autonomous learner. Few gifted children demonstrate this style at a very early age, although parents may see evidence of the style at home. Like the successful, these students have learned to work effectively in the school system. However, unlike the successful, who strive to do as little as possible, the autonomous learners have learned to use the system to create new opportunities for themselves. They do not work for the system, they make the system work for them. They have strong positive self-concepts because their needs are being met. They are successful and they receive positive attention and support for their accomplishments as well as for who they are. They are well respected by adults and peers and frequently serve in some leadership capacity within their school or community.
A fifth type of gifted student is the 2E, otherwise known as twice exceptional or double labeled. These are students who are physically or emotionally handicapped in some way or have learning disabilities. They often display many characteristics of their gifted peer group. They show strengths in some areas with extreme discrepancies in others. These often include sloppy handwriting, disruptive behaviors, and incomplete work. They become confused about their inability to perform well on school tasks. They show symptoms of stress, feel discouraged, frustrated, rejected, helpless, or isolated. They may use their humor to demean others in order to bolster their own lagging self esteem, and they might make comments like, "These assignments are boring" or "stupid." They urgently want to avoid failures and are unhappy about not living up to their own expectations. They are often impatient and critical and react stubbornly to criticism. Traditionally, these students are either ignored, perceived as average, or referred for remedial assistance.
The last type is the dropout or angry student. They are angry with adults or with themselves because the system has not met their needs for many years and they feel rejected. They may express this anger by acting depressed or withdrawn, or by acting out and responding defensively. Frequently, these students have interests that lie outside the realm of the regular school curriculum, and they fail to receive support and affirmation for their talents and interests. They may attend school sporadically or only on certain days and have, in essence, dropped out emotionally, if not physically. They are bitter and resentful as a result of feeling rejected and neglected. Their self-esteem is very low, and they require a close working relationship with an adult they can trust.
As you can see, this is not a one-size-fits-all definition.
By looking closely at the behavior and feelings of gifted and talented youth, better educational programming may be developed to meet their diversified needs.